Good afternoon, and welcome to the June Islip Town Board meeting. And one small note before we begin. This Friday, June 14th, is America's Flag Day, commemorating the adoption of our first national flag by the Second Continental Congress in 1777. So for 247 years, the Stars and Stripes have stood as a symbol of patriotism and pride for our nation. And on Flag Day, we're asking all to look toward our nation's banner in celebration of that triumph. With that said, I'd like to ask everyone to please rise as we begin our meeting and ask Councilman O'Connor if he would please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Will you place your right hand over your heart, please? I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Councilman. We are continually amazed and always proud of the talented youth throughout the town of Islip. And today, we're honored to once again recognize some of these standout members of our community. We will begin with the players and coaches of the East Islip Boys Varsity Lacrosse Team. I'd ask Councilman O'Connor, who represents that district, to come forward and join me. The East Islip Redmen recently clinched their first Suffolk County Class B Lacrosse Championship in remarkable fashion. With a commanding 12-5 victory over Smithtown West, the team showcased their exceptional skill and teamwork. Under the leadership of Coach Tom Zumo, the Redmen's speed, talent, and execution were on full display, leading them to bring home their first county title. How exciting is that, right? After coming so close last year, this victory is a testament to their dedication, camaraderie, and perseverance in pursuit of excellence. So please join us in congratulating East Islip High School's varsity boys lacrosse team on their historic season and championship win. So gentlemen, come join us. They are, huh?
They're hiding in
They're
plain sight. Hiding in plain sight.
They're hiding. Right here. Oh,
There you go.
you didn't put them. Okay. Got it. Oh, boy.
Congratulations, boys.
Coach, congratulations. Thank you. Oh, sure.
MJ.
This way?
And you, Wally.
How are you? Congratulations.
She's geek. Potential booty.
That's what I was thinking.
Officially.
She got you.
Yeah. Try to change it. At least I gotta get some. What's up, bro?
Straight up. Chase, nice job. Class action.
Class act.
Congratulations.
Thank you. That's it for
got to be exciting. First time ever. One more time for first time ever champions. Thank you. It's really kind of cool when the school superintendent, members of the Board of Education come to support their teams when something like this is happening. So really good, a lot of sense of school pride. Our next group of honorees is the Bayshore High School Model UN team. Also had quite an impressive season. This year, the team vigorously prepared for the prestigious New York City Model UN Conference. With a focus on Cuba's diplomatic history, the team became experts on complex topics, wrote detailed position papers, and honed their skills in resolution writing, problem solving, and public speaking. At the New York conference, they met with serving Cuban UN delegates and gained valuable insights working in tandem to negotiate resolutions and address global issues ranging from prison neglect to renewable energy. The dedication, thoughtfulness, and skill exhibited by the team exemplify true excellence and a bright future for diplomacy. Their hard work and success bring pride to their school, community, and certainly to our town. Please join me in congratulating the Bayshore High School Model UN team on a fantastic and unforgettable year. Come join us, please.
Yard sale on Saturday. Support Jason. You want an Islip Terrace on satellite? Satellite? Yeah. I gave him $50. I took a pair of. This was the one you emailed me about, or texted me about on Mother's Day about the guy who has, yeah. So they had a yard sale.
How'd she do with her walk? I didn't even know about the yards.
You know, this is a little different from the sports teams that we generally recognize. So I was asking if the coach wanted to come up and, or the team advisor wanted to come up and say a few words about it.
Supervisor Carpenter, honorable members of the Islip Town Council, my fellow Islip residents, good afternoon. Thank you so much for having us here this afternoon. I just want to say a special word about these young men and women that you see in front of you. The description that Supervisor Carpenter gave us was very detailed in how much hard work goes into this type of activity. But when you see these people in their element, wrestling with these real-world issues, speaking about the importance of prison reform with real Cuban diplomats, and then taking that information with their peers and trying to solve these problems as they're balancing not only these world issues, but the perspective of the country that we're representing and the various personalities in the room. They amaze me and Mrs. Niedzwiecki every single day with that. And the future of diplomacy in this country is indeed bright if it is in their hands, which we know it is. So thank you.
We couldn't be more proud, and they competed against about 3,000 other students from across not just the country but the world, and they took first place. So we're really, really proud of them. Thank you.
Thank you for having us. We appreciate everything. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Oh, you're so welcome. Thank you for sharing that. You could see the pride that their advisors have in all of your achievements. So congratulations to everyone involved. So looking ahead, June is a month filled with anticipation and celebration. As summer approaches and the school year winds down, we look forward to graduations, gatherings with loved ones, and cherished moments spent together. However, amidst our festivities and the freedoms we enjoy, it's crucial to remember that these liberties should never be taken for granted. On June 19th, we observe Juneteenth, a national holiday commemorating the end of slavery in the United States. This day marks a significant milestone in our nation's history as it recognizes the long and arduous journey towards equality and the challenges faced by our fellow Americans. In honor of this important occasion, town offices will be closed on Wednesday, June 19th, joining countless other workplaces across the country in observance of the national holiday. Our town truly derives its strength and beauty from the diverse individuals who call Islip home. In this spirit, we also recognize June as Pride Month, honoring the historic Stonewall riots and the pivotal moments that ignited the fight for LGBTQ rights. Our town takes pride in championing the rights of every individual, and we are honored to acknowledge the vibrant and diverse members of our community who contribute to our collective richness. We are one town bound together by our differences and strengthened by our unity. And to all those incredible fathers, grandfathers, father figures throughout our town who have shaped our lives with their love, support, and guidance, allow us to express our gratitude and wish you all a very blessed and happy Father's Day. Thank you. Okay, we will officially call the meeting of the Islip Town Board to order. We'll begin this afternoon with 3 scheduled public hearings for the board's consideration. I now call upon Town Clerk to please read the first hearing notice.
Thank you, Madam Supervisor. Item number 1, to consider amending the Town of Islip Uniform Traffic Code.
Okay. There are no cards on this. Are there any questions? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion.
Make a motion to close the public hearing and offer the resolution for its adoption.
We have a motion and a second by Councilman McElway. All those in favor? Opposed? It is approved. If you would please read the next hearing notice.
Item number 2, to consider amending the Islip Town Code, Chapter 26, entitled Parades, Assemblies, and Carnivals.
Okay, I just want to check. I know that you said Chapter 26, but the resolution refers to Chapter 36. Town Attorney, which is it? 26 or 36?
Well,
I don't, this is probably just the description of the public notice, but was that what was noticed, 26
that's
or
the more important
36?
question, yeah, which the public notice.
All right, you know what, let's move to the next, and you can have someone check on that, please, and then we'll go back to number 2. So we go to number 3 now to consider amending, I'm sorry, what?
It's downstairs.
Okay, well, we'll hold that in abeyance then, and we will go to the next, which is consider amending Islip Town Code, Chapter 61, entitled Vehicular Uses Fire Island, and we do have someone who has signed up to speak on that public hearing. George Hoffman, if you would come forward, please.
Good afternoon, Madam Supervisor and members of the Town Board. My name's George Hoffman, and I'm here representing the Fire Island Association. Our president, Susie Goldhirsch, wanted to be here this afternoon, but she had a conflict and could not make it, so I'll be just reading her letter into the record. Also, the mayor of the village of Saltaire, Hugh O'Brien, also had hoped to be here, but he had something come up in the end and couldn't get off the island, so I would like to read her letter into the record about the e-bikes. This is from Susie Goldhirsch. I'm writing to submit comment on the proposed amendment of Islip Code Chapter 61, Vehicular Uses Fire Island, which is scheduled to be considered at today's public hearing. I am offering these remarks in my capacity as president of the Fire Island Association, the organization that represents the interests of all 17 communities, over 4,000 homes, and dozens of businesses. With its stunning natural environment, outstanding recreational opportunities, and unique quality of life, the island is a special and irreplaceable place for the residents and visitors alike. As a steward of this resource, FIA takes very seriously its obligations to weigh the consequences of many issues and activities and how they might impact the future of this unique island that attracts over 2 million visitors a year. Of our 17 communities on the island, 11 of them are in the town of Islip, and that's Kismet, Village of Saltaire, Fair Harbor, Dunewood, Lonelyville, Atlantique, Robins Rest, Summer Club, Cornell Estates, and the Village of Ocean Beach and Seaview. I have personally been in touch with the leaders of each of these communities on the subject of the amendment under consideration. Each community is keenly aware of the dangers to community health and safety posed by the unregulated use of e-bikes. Each leader also enthusiastically applauds the town for recognizing this danger and for proposing critically important legislation pertaining to the safe operation of e-bikes in the Islip section of the island. After discussion with the proposed amendment, however, we believe that many Fire Island residents do not support some of the provisions, especially the total ban on all e-bikes from May 1st to Columbus Day. Rather than an outright ban, we urge the town to draft new language that would focus primarily on issues of safe and responsible use of e-bikes, including speed, manner of operation, that would be pedal and electric assist, and appropriate dates when the code would be in effect. The FIA therefore recommends that the motion to amend Islip Code 61 should be tabled today and rescheduled for a vote in the near future after changes have been made that are supported by the island residents and that will mandate safe and responsible operation of e-bikes on Fire Island. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Hoffman. I know that we've received an awful lot of, a number of emails regarding this issue. A lot of people in total support of a ban and those in support of a less restrictive. And in reviewing it with the town attorney's office, I know we were looking more towards the village of Saltaire, which I think is a little bit less restrictive. So what I'd like to do today is close the public hearing and reserve decision on this so that we can look at it and have it be a little bit more in line with what there seems to be an overall comfort level with as a starter. And if that doesn't address the problem, we can always go back to it next season. So there are no other speakers on this, so I'll make a motion to close the public hearing and reserve decision on this. Do I have a second? We have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Is approved. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, do we have an answer?
I could go downstairs and get one.
Yeah, that would be nice if you could do that. Let us go back. Do you have that information now? Perfect. To public hearing number 2, if town clerk would please read the hearing notice.
Thank you, Madam Supervisor. Item number 2, to consider amending Islip Town Code, Chapter 36, entitled Parades, Assemblies, and Carnivals.
Thank you. Are there any questions? Hearing none, motion?
Make a motion that we close the public hearing, offer the resolution for its adoption.
We have a motion. Do I have a second? Second by Councilman McGilway. All those in favor? Opposed? It is approved. Thank you. Okay, we will move now to the agenda. First being the meeting of the Town of Islip Industrial Development Agency. Make a motion to convene.
Motion.
Second by Councilman O'Connor. We stand convened, a quorum being present. John?
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, Madam Chair and members of the agency board. John Walzer, Executive Director, 40 Nassau Avenue, Islip, New York. I have several items for your consideration today. The first item is to approve the minutes from the last agency board meeting on May 14th of this year.
Are there any questions on the minutes? Hearing none, motion?
Motion.
Motion by Councilman O'Connor, second by Councilman Guadrone. All those in favor? Opposed? It is approved.
Thank you very much. The next item for your consideration is the adoption of an inducement resolution between the agency and Islandia Property Owners, LLC. This would be a regionally significant development project expected to take approximately 10 years in several phases. The property is 69 acres and is the former headquarters for Computer Associates along the Long Island Expressway in Islandia. The site has been vacant since 2021, and the buildings were demolished and the site cleared earlier this year. The Village of Islandia has granted entitlements to this project in the form of secret determinations, change of zone, and preliminary site plan approval for 983,000 square feet on the 69 acres. The first phase of the project would involve the construction of two approximately 120,000 square foot buildings and site work and infrastructure for the entire site. Subsequent phases will be built to suit for specific tenants. Now keep in mind that the involvement of the agency will require this project to adhere to our construction wage policy, requiring 90% of labor and materials be sourced from our economic region. This project represents a capital investment in excess of $188 million. Will create a very attractive shovel-ready site to attract businesses to our town. Will create many hundreds of construction jobs for our region for an extended period of time. Will create many hundreds of permanent jobs when complete, and will significantly increase the assessed value for land that is currently vacant. This is a really good economic development project, and I encourage your support.
John, did you say that the Computer Associates building that was there has been demolished?
That's correct.
So was this done before the taxable status date?
Yes, it was.
So now this is being taxed as vacant land. So that's been a diminution of revenue coming to the town and the taxpayers.
Yes.
Village, no? Village?
Well, we get a portion too.
Yeah.
Are there any questions on this?
I just have a question of procedure for the town attorney. I understand that this town board has run into problems in the past where we couldn't garner a motion or a second on an item, and we've been scolded by courts that applicants are entitled to a vote, right? Okay, very good.
Okay. Are there any other questions on this particular resolution? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion.
Make a motion for a vote on the resolution.
Is there a second? I mean,
Second.
that is a little bit unusual.
I'm not in support of the resolution,
Well,
but
I'm
the
not-
applicant deserves a vote.
No, but you still would make a
If
motion.
somebody wants to make a motion to support the resolution, I'll yield to that motion under Robert's rules.
I'm going to make a motion to table.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye? Aye.
Opposed? It's tabled. Move to the next.
The last item I have for your consideration is the adoption of an inducement resolution between the agency and Photonics Industries International, located at 1800 Ocean Avenue in Ronkonkoma. Photonics develops and manufactures advanced solid-state lasers used in manufacturing in multiple industries, but primarily for the manufacturing of semiconductors. This expansion project involves an expansion of the company's footprint in the Ronkonkoma facility. It represents a $3 million capital investment, the retention of 107 jobs, and the creation of 33 new jobs.
Are there any questions?
Motion?
Motion by Councilman O'Connor. I'll second that motion. All those in favor? Opposed? It is approved.
And that's all the business I have for you today.
A motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Motion by Councilman McElway, second by Councilman O'Connor. All those in favor? Opposed? We stand adjourned. All right, let us go to item 2. Jeff, thank you. Town Board authorization to clean up and secure certain properties in the town of Islip. Did you want to get this information?
Good afternoon, Madam Supervisor, members of the Town Board, and the Town Clerk. Jeffrey Kanashi, Assistant Town Attorney, 655 Main Street, Islip, New York. I do have 14 matters on for your consideration here today. Number 1, to clean up the premises located at 5 Duke Street in Bayshore. On this vacant property, there now exists overgrown vegetation as well as litter and debris, including various items of household trash, large branches, a 2001 Honda Accord in a state of disrepair, and an unlicensed camper with propane tanks attached and mold growing on its surface, which constitutes a nuisance and presents a fire safety and health hazard. Notice of this hearing was provided to all known persons with a property interest in this premises.
Hearing none, motion.
Duke Street?
Duke Street, 5 Duke Street. Have you? Okay. Is there a motion, Councilman?
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Councilman Gelway, second by Councilman O'Connor. All those in favor? Opposed? It is approved.
Number 2, to board and clean up the premises located at 6 Wyandotte Lane in East Islip. On this vacant and unsecured property, there originally existed an open window in the basement and an open door on the east side of the dwelling, allowing access to its interior, as well as overgrown vegetation, which constitutes a nuisance and creates a fire safety and health hazard. Notice of this hearing was provided to all known persons with a property interest in this premises. I do know that the board had the opportunity to hear from the owner of this property earlier at the town board meeting. There was progress that was made. However, as he represented when our code enforcement investigators went there this morning to take a final look, there still existed an issue with the overgrown vegetation. So that is why we are still presenting the resolution to the board for a vote. I do know that he did ask for an additional 30 days.
Well, as we've done in the past, maybe kind of put this on the bottom of the pile and let his 30 days go by, but I think we'll make a motion to approve.
Yeah, I have no objection to that. When
Yeah.
he came before us, he indicated that he was the homeowner.
Yes.
The photos that have been presented to the town board, particularly the last photo from a Paul Adams, seems to be the same name of this guy who came up here, is general contractor. So it seems like he's flipping this property. Is that correct?
That I don't know that independently, but it seems that way.
Well, the photos that are presented to us in support of the resolution seems to show a house that is slowly under construction. Probably very slowly, since it's appearing before this board, and it takes several months to get the matter on before this board, right?
Correct.
Okay. I have no problem giving the general contractor who's flipping this home 30 days to cure the problem.
Okay, we have a motion. Who made the motion?
I think you did.
Okay, I made the motion, and a
I'll second.
second by Councilman O'Connor. All those in favor? Opposed? It is approved.
Number 3 has been withdrawn as we received a deed earlier today showing a change in ownership. Number 4 has also been withdrawn as the property is now in compliance. Number 5, to board and clean up the premises located at 25 Myrtle Avenue in Central Islip. On this vacant and unsecured property, there previously existed open windows at various locations on the dwelling, allowing access to its interior, and an unsecured accessory structure, which, based on the photos that we received today, appear to have been addressed recently. However, there still exists overgrown vegetation, which constitutes a nuisance and creates a fire safety and health hazard. Notice of this hearing was provided to all known persons with a property interest in this premises.
Do you have a motion?
Motion.
Motion by Councilman O'Connor, second by Councilman McElway. All those in favor, opposed, approved.
Number 6 has been withdrawn as the property is now in compliance. Number 7, to board and clean up the premises located at 42 North Clinton Avenue in Bay Shore. On this vacant and unsecured property, there now exists a hole in the siding of the dwelling, allowing access to its interior, overgrown vegetation and litter and debris, including discarded shopping carts, garbage bags, mattresses with pillows, coolers, and various other items of debris on both the porch and scattered throughout the exterior of the premises, which constitutes a nuisance and creates a fire safety and health hazard. Notice of this hearing was provided to all known persons with a property interest in this premises.
Any questions? Hearing none, motion? Motion by Councilman McElway, second by Councilman Guardone. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Approved.
Number 8, to board and clean up the premises located at 55 Arthur Street in Brentwood. On this vacant and unsecured property, there now exists open windows and open doors attached to the dwelling, allowing access to its interior, unfinished vinyl siding, as well as overgrown vegetation and litter and debris, including discarded appliances, a vehicle frame, and various household items, which constitutes a nuisance and creates a fire safety and health hazard. Notice of this hearing was provided to all known persons with a property interest in this premises.
Any questions? Motion by Councilman Guardone.
Second.
Second by Councilman O'Connor. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved.
Number 9, to board and clean up the premises located at 76 Jefferson Avenue in Islip Terrace. On this vacant and unsecured property, there now exists an unsecured accessory structure, as well as overgrown vegetation and litter and debris, including a metal storage container that is parked on the north side of the property, a 1996 Oldsmobile sedan without a valid New York State registration, and many other assorted items of refuse, which constitutes a nuisance and creates a fire safety and health hazard. Notice of this hearing was provided to all known persons with a property interest in this premises.
Did you say 1976 Oldsmobile sedan?
1996.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at.
Yeah.
The picture, it didn't look like it. Motion.
Motion by Councilman O'Connor, second by Councilman Guardone. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved.
Number 10, to board and clean up the premises located at 79 Brentwood Street in Bay Shore. On this vacant and unsecured property, there now exists an open door on the west side of the dwelling, allowing access to its interior. Siding that is in a state of disrepair, as well as overgrown vegetation and litter and debris, including plastic bins and other assorted items of refuse, which constitutes a nuisance and creates a fire safety and health hazard. Notice of this hearing was provided to all known persons with a property interest in this premises.
As Councilman O'Connor just noted, this was the woman that came up earlier.
Yes.
Have you had communication with her?
I had not had communication with her, but I did hear, obviously, what she had said. I can just represent that our code enforcement investigators made those observations earlier today. I know it may be the intention of the family to eventually bring the property into compliance. Unfortunately, when they made their observations today, that wasn't the case, so we're still presenting the resolution.
So she represented that it was her parents and, I'm sorry, this is suspicious. It was her parents and they're deceased, and she's trying to gain ownership of the property by passage of the property from one generation to the next. So as we've done with similar folks who are in this situation, we can give this 30 days before we send it to the board up and clean up contractor?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, with that understanding, motion by Councilman O'Connor, second by Councilman Guardone. All those in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? Approved.
Number 11, to board and clean up the premises located at 126 Country Village Lane in East Islip. On this vacant and unsecured property, there now exists open windows and an open door on 3 separate sides of the dwelling, allowing access to its interior, as well as litter and debris, including cardboard boxes and various other discarded items, which constitutes a nuisance and creates, a fire safety and health hazard. Notice of this hearing was provided to all known persons with a property interest in this premises.
Motion.
Motion by Councilman O'Connor,
Second.
second by Councilman McElway. All those in favor? Opposed? It is approved.
Number 12 has been withdrawn as the property is now in compliance. Number 13 has been withdrawn as the property is now in compliance. And finally, number 14 has also been withdrawn as the property is now in compliance. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you very much,
Jeff,
Jeff.
I know you've been busy preparing for today's hearing. If you get a chance, could you just either give me a call or stop by?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, we will move now to item 3, meeting of the Industrial Development Agency. Motion to convene
Motion.
by Councilman McElway, second. By Councilman Guardone. All those in favor, opposed, we are convened, a quorum being present. Mr. Hemingway.
Good afternoon, Madam Chair and members of the Foreign Trade Zone Board. My name is Brad Hemingway. I'm the Executive Director for the Town of Islip Foreign Trade Zone Authority located at 1 Trade Zone Drive in Ronkonkoma. I have just 2 items for your consideration today. First item being approval of the minutes from our May 14th, 2024 meeting of the Town of Islip Foreign Trade Zone Board.
Motion by Councilman O'Connor, second by Councilman Guardone. All those in favor, opposed, approved.
Second item is authorization for the Town of Islip Foreign Trade Zone Authority Executive Director to execute First Amendment on a sublease agreement with 101 Roebling LLC for a property within the FTZ, 101 Roebling Court, Ronkonkoma, New York, also known as Parcel 10.
Any questions? Motion by Councilman Guardone, second by Councilman McElway. All those in favor, opposed, approved.
No further items for today.
And we will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Motion by Councilman O'Connor, second by Councilman McElway. All those in favor, opposed, we stand adjourned. Thank you, Mr. Hemingway. Item 4 are the appropriation transfers. Are there any questions? Motion?
Motion.
By Councilman O'Connor, second. By Councilman McElway. All those in favor, opposed, approved. Item 5, Town Board approval for various amendments to the previously approved projects being funded by SLFR-F funds. I know there was a change made in the funding amount for the fish hatchery. We received a grant from the state just this week. The governor was down awarding $10 million for the fish hatchery. And then yesterday, we received notice that the funding source is changed and we may have to expend the funds ahead of time. So it's not going to be quite as simple as it appears with funding that comes from the state. However, the promise is there, and the cost of the project is probably going to be closer to $15 million. So we will still need that transfer, but we adjusted it from the 10. Any questions? Motion by Councilman Guardone, second by Councilman O'Connor. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. We will move then to item 6, Town Board approval for revisions to the town's charge card policy previously amended on March 20th of 2018. Any questions? Motion by Councilman McElway, second. By Councilman Guardone. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 7, the bid awards. Any questions? Motion? Motion by Councilman O'Connor, second by Councilman McElway. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 8 are the option year resolutions. Any questions? Motion by Councilman Guardone, second by Councilman McElway. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 9, authorization with the town clerk to advertise for public hearing to consider amending the Town of Islip Uniform Traffic Code. Any questions? Motion by Councilman O'Connor, second by Councilman Guardone. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 10, Town Board approval to symbolically rename Fawn Drive and Grenadier Lane in East Islip to Nina Cooley Way. We heard very eloquently from her grandson. Motion by Councilman O'Connor, second by all 3 of us. And I'm sure we'll all be there for the dedication. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It is approved. Item 14, authorization for supervisor. I'm sorry. Oh, okay, 11. Yeah. Authorization for supervisor to execute the option to renew contract DPW 4 2019 with Wellsback Electric of Long Island for installation and maintenance of street lights. And of course, we're going to look at that one on Oakdale. Motion by Councilman McElway. Second by Councilman O'Connor. All those in favor? Opposed? It is approved. Item 12, authorization supervisor to execute a contract DPD 124 with Integrity Communication Technologies, LLC, for supply and to install low-voltage wiring for town facilities. Any questions? Motion by Councilman Guardone, second by Councilman McElway. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It is approved. Item 13, authorization supervisor to enter into agreement with Madness Sports for Kids to provide 4 separate sessions of basketball leagues. Any questions? Motion? Motion by Councilman Guadrone, second by Councilman McElway. All those in favor? Opposed? It is approved. Item 14 are the special events. We're obviously getting into a very busy time of the year. Any questions? Motion? By Councilman Guadrone, second. By Councilman O'Connor. All those in favor? Opposed? It is approved. Next is item 15, authorization for supervisor to execute an agreement with Rosemar Contracting, Inc., in connection with reconstruction of Service Road SRE Airport Maintenance Yard at Long Island MacArthur Airport. Any questions? Motion by Councilman Guadrone. Second. Second by Councilman O'Connor. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 16, authorization of supervisor to execute the second one-year option year related to the Breeze Aviation Group, Inc. airline use and lease agreement. I will make that motion. Do I have a second? Second by Councilman Guadrone. Breeze Airlines now, with this renewal, just like to share with everyone who might not have heard of it, that earlier today we had a press conference, and I was delighted that all of our town board members were there, because certainly without their support, this kind of thing wouldn't happen. But JetBlue Airlines is now part of the family of airlines at Islip's Long Island MacArthur Airport. So to the Commissioner, Shelley Rose Arkin, to Rob Schneider, the Deputy Commissioner, and the entire team there, and the entire town board, including Councilman Lorenzo, we thank you for your steadfast support. This is really a banner day for the airport and for the town, and as many people said this morning, for the region. So it really is cool. So we have a motion and a second. All those in favor? Opposed? None. It is approved. Item 17, town board approval to designate Leidos, Inc. as the sole source supplier of the mobilization, relocation, and calibration of existing standalone Reveal CT-80 transportation security equipment. On the motion, any questions? Motion by Councilman Guadrone. I'll second that. All those in favor? Opposed? It is approved. Item 18, authorization with the supervisor to enter into agreement with H2O Limo, Inc. in connection with the operation of its water transportation service to the Bayshore Marina and the Fair Harbor Marina. Any questions?
I have a question.
Sure.
There's a license agreement, right, Mike? To use part of our marina in Bayshore. We did this last year, too, right? Okay, and there was no RFP to support that, right?
I do believe they're licensed by the county to operate a ferry or water taxi. Any other questions? Motion by Councilman McElway. Second by Councilman Guadrone. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 19, authorization for the town clerk to advertise for a public hearing on the transfer of property located at 28 East Elm Street, Central Islip, from the Town of Islip Community Development Agency under the CDA's Rent with Option to Buy Affordable Housing Program. Any questions? Motion by Councilman O'Connor, second by Councilman Guadrone. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. I see Julie McGibbon of the CDA in the audience today. Thank you for all of the good work you and your team do at the agency there. You're giving someone an opportunity to really realize the American dream with home ownership. Item 20, town board approval to accept the 5th annual action plan under the Town of Islip's 2024 Consolidated Strategy and Plan Submission for Housing and Community Development Programs. Any questions? Motion by Councilman Guadrone, second.
Second.
By Councilman McElway. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 21, the appointment of Howard Chatsanoff as a co-deputy commissioner of the Fair Harbor Beach Erosion Control District. Any questions?
Motion.
Hearing none. Motion by Councilman McElway. I'll second that motion. All those in favor? Opposed? It is approved. 22, town board approval to accept funding from Suffolk County Sports Opportunity Funding Services to promote positive youth development and delinquency prevention programs. Any questions? Motion by Councilman Guadrone, second. by Councilman O'Connor. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. 23, town board approval to permit the Town of Islip Youth Bureau to host drop-off sites throughout the town to collect donations for the school supply donation drive program. I'll make that motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman O'Connor. All those in favor?
Yep.
Opposed? Approved. I just want to publicly recognize Tim Marr and his team at the youth agency that, or the Youth Bureau, rather, for their work. They just came through a very active prom season. They were picking up donations, giving out gowns, and anyone that has donations. I was over there the other day, and it's interesting, they have a whole section of custom jewelry. So anybody that wants to donate, that's a perfect place to take it. But they're doing a great job. Okay, 24, town board approval for the acceptance of New York State aid pass-through funds from Suffolk County for positive youth development and runaway homeless programs through December 31, 2024. Any questions? Motion by Councilman Guardone, second by Councilman O'Connor. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 25, town board approval for the acceptance of funds from Suffolk County for the Youth Development Delinquency Prevention Programs. Motion by Councilman O'Connor, second by Councilman Guardone. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 26, authorization for the supervisor to accept the donation by deed for the property located at 0 Fifth Avenue, Bay Shore, from the Town of Islip Community Development Agency. Any questions? Hearing none. Motion? Motion by Councilman McElway, second by Councilman Guardone. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. And the last resolution, authorization for the supervisor to accept the donation by deed for the parcel located at 66-68 Carlton Avenue, Central Islip, from the Town of Islip Community Development Agency. Any questions? Hearing none. Motion?
Motion.
Motion by Councilman O'Connor, second by Councilman Guardone. All those in favor? Opposed? It is approved. Motion to adjourn. Second by Councilman McElway. We stand adjourned. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful 4th of July, Flag Day, and everything in between, and we'll see you next time.